Qatar doesn't deserve it in 2022. There is time for that location to change.
And here, there's one man who wants to change it. His name is Richard Branson. He owns Virgin America and
Let's get him
Virgin
on the
Atlantic Airlines. Let's get him on the line because I want to hear what he's an innovator. He's someone who cares about people and animals.
He might have a solution.
Yeah, let's
find out.
Let's hear what he has to say. And I think he's probably a soccer fan, right? He's got an Australian accent. He's got to be maybe a cricket fan.
Is it Australian?
Isn't he Australian?
I don't know.
I think maybe he's British.
I think.
I can't tell. I can't tell. We'll get him on the line.
Is that racist?
Richard Branson, are you there?
Stop everything. I've got a call from the squad. Clear my schedule.
Well,
how are you, brothers?
What you're saying to us is so sweet, but it sounds maniacal. I know you're just glad to be here. I don't know. Maybe it's a laugh, but we're so glad to have you here. We're going to talk a little.
I have nothing but my most genuine praise and admiration for you two.
Again, really
nice
sentiment delivered in a way that is scary to all of us. Tell us.
I hope your families are doing quite well.
Again,
It's the laugh.
Out of context, maybe that is seen as a threat,
but no.
But I'm going to take that as a compliment.
Are you in the air right now?
Are you flying?
I am in the air. I'm in a hot air balloon floating 5,000 feet above North America.
Right. Very good. Now, sir, you have what you think to be the World Cup is just wrapped up. Obviously, there were some issues and whatnot with Brazil, but nothing in coming close in comparison to the issues that are already mounting for Qatar
in 2022.
Yes. Why look backwards at the failures of the World Cup this year in Brazil when we can look forward?
That's right.
The successes, the triumphs of the World Cup 4 years hence in Qatar.
8 years hence. It's actually 8 years hence. There's one in between, but what they're saying is they may are you talking about condensing time? That's okay. My question for you is there a way they're talking about taking it away from Qatar and putting it somewhere else?
Where would you put it if you had a chance?
I think, look, first of all, I want to make it very clear that as much of a tragedy as it is when 500 souls lose their lives in the construction of a monument to athletic sport.
Right.
One loft breaks some eggs in order to cook one's omelet.
Wait a minute. Those are real lives that were lost.
People,
so
yeah.
let's have a little bit of
as were the real lives sacrificed in the construction of the pyramids at Giza, of the ziggurats of Sumeria, of all ancient monuments to power.
Okay. All right. Well, where would you put it if it wasn't in Qatar? Do you have an alternative place where it could be played?
I have the perfect plan. I fully propose the world's first floating World Cup stadium.
A floating World Cup stadium. How in the world?
Technology has been with us since Johnny Quest, the cartoon from the 1960s.
I remember it. Yeah, sure.
All we need to do is find a chunk of land and put rockets on the bottom of it and float it 10,000 feet into the air.
Will that be difficult?
When someone goes out of bounds, they will fall, collapse to their death.
I don't know if that's so great. I mean, what would altitude be a problem for some of the people trying to play at 10,000 feet? Do you think?
Yes, it shall be survival of the fittest.
Okay.
The weak shall be called from the herd. You understand, Jason?
That was
Our triumph is at hand.
That was me. That was Randy you were talking to. But listen, Richard, or Sir Richard Branson. What do I call you?
Call me Brandy.
So if you're going to have a floating stadium, what is the parking situation like? I mean, are people going to rise up to the field fans via hot air balloon? How's that going to happen?
We'll ferry them up on a fleet of Virgin balloons, Virgin sky pods, and Virgin spaceflight vehicles, all at a handsome charge of $10,000 per passenger.
Okay. Well, look, people do like their World Cup, so I'm assuming that you will have some people paying that amount of money.
Yeah.
And again, the idea is if the ball goes, you got to have a lot of balls up there because a lot of them might get lost over the edge.
Yes, instant elimination will be a constant peril, not just in the final round.
But in the actual, so the group stages, you could literally lose. You could lose an entire team that maybe makes a left turn the wrong way and walks
And
off.
I shall preside over the proceedings, not as unlike a Roman emperor. I shall be enthroned, and I'll extend my thumb either upwards or downwards. To render a verdict upon whatever soccer match I deem worthy of my involvement.
Okay, so if you go thumbs down on, say, I don't know, the Nigerian side, what happens to the Nigerian?
Over the side, toss them over.
Toss the Nigerians
Over the side. That could be the theme of that World Cup.
Well, look,
A sacrifice for the New World Order.
Okay, well, look, anything is possible. We're talking about 2022.
It's time. Look, many years between now and then. If anyone can pull it off,
anybody
The
can
world
pull
will
it
be very different then than it is now. You understand me, of course, Randy.
That was Jason, and yes,
I do
we do
understand.
understand you. Thank you, Thank you, Sir Brandy. Really appreciate you coming on the show, and we'll check back with you and see how those plans are coming with the rock.
Perfect. And you really must take me up on my offer. I sent you an invite. You're welcome at any time, both of you.
Oh,
to any of my private islands. Come down to Necker Island sometime and dine on platypus flambe.
We will.
Can't wait.
I can't think of anything that sounds
more fun.
You know what? And I'm gonna save the bill for you. All right. So thank you, Sir Brandy. Appreciate that. Have a good one, buddy.
Salutations, Sclop, and all your followers.